you should know Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees, was the original killer. Jason didn't show up until the sequel.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at common misconceptions about famous horror movies regarding both production myths and aspects of the movie itself.
Wendy? Sarah! Darling, light of my life, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Number 10. Steven Spielberg directed Poltergeist. Poltergeist.
They're here.
Steven Spielberg's early output is legendary, and sometimes people group Poltergeist in with his other masterpieces of the time. However, this is a common misconception. The movie was actually directed by Tobe Hooper, the same man who did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, the mistake is easy to make.
A terrible presence is in there with her. So much rage, so much betrayal. I've never sensed anything like it.
Poltergeist has all the hallmarks of a Spielbergian movie, and he served as both producer and co-writer. However, Spielberg's involvement was so deep and hands-on that many people, including cast and crew members, have long suspected that he was the film's de facto director, overseeing Hooper and making creative decisions on his behalf. So, officially, no, he didn't direct it. Unofficially,
Now clear your minds. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning. Don't give it any help. It knows too much already.
Number 9. It's based on a true story, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I just can't take no pleasure in killing. There's just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like it.
And speaking of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there was an enduring myth, at least for a time, that it is based on a true story. It is not. There are multiple reasons why people think this, not least of all that the movie itself tells you that it is in that iconic opening scrawl.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths, in particular, Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother, Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young.
It lied. That was just another scare tactic. Tobe Hooper also promoted the movie as being based on real events. He also lied. And yes, the story draws a very loose inspiration from real-life killer Ed Gein, who made masks and furniture from human skin and murdered 2 women. However, Gein acted alone, he didn't use a chainsaw, and he was in Wisconsin, not Texas.
I got an uncle that works at a slaughterhouse.
Hey, my brother worked there. My grandfather, too. My family's always been in me.
Whole family of Draculas.
Number 8. Jason is the Killer, Friday the 13th.
How are you? Well, I'm Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies.
There are multiple misconceptions around the Friday the 13th franchise. Jason hasn't always worn a hockey mask. In part 2, he wears a sack. Jason hasn't always been an immortal zombie. He begins as a human and actually dies in the final chapter. And best of all, Jason is not the killer in the first movie. It's his mother.
Name the killer in Friday the 13th.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer.
This misconception is so popular and so consistent that it was parodied in Scream, with Drew Barrymore's character falsely attributing the killer as Jason. It's actually amazing going back to the original Friday the 13th and seeing just how different it is to everything that came after.
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those 2 others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
Number 7. Brandon Lee's death is in the movie, The Crow.
Eric? Department of Housing. Code violations? Safety hazard? Place looks fine to me. Let's redecorate.
One of the darkest movie myths is that the footage of Brandon Lee's death is in The Crow. The famous accident happened while filming a scene in which Lee's character, Eric Draven, is shot and murdered. An improperly loaded and checked prop gun ended up fatally wounding Lee on set.
The devil stood and felt how awful goodness is. Saw virtue in her shape. How lovely is pornography.
However, the footage of that was immediately confiscated by authorities and has never been released or seen by the public. Eric's death is still seen in the movie, perhaps leading some to believe that the footage came from Lee's accident. In reality, the filmmakers completed the scene using body doubles and digital effects, ensuring that none of the fatal footage remains.
If the people we love are stolen from us, the way to have them live on is to never stop loving them. Buildings burn, people die, but real love is forever.
Number 6. Hello, Clarice. The Silence of the Lambs.
Good evening, Clarice.
I thought you might like your drawings back, Doctor. Just until you get your view.
How very thoughtful.
Everyone can picture it. Hannibal Lecter whispering, "Hello, Clarice," in that awful, slimy voice of his. Talk about a Mandela effect. Despite this line being parodied in pop culture for decades, it is never once uttered in the movie. Hannibal says "good morning" in that iconic tracking shot the first time he sees Clarice, and he never greets her with a simple "hello, Clarice." He says "good evening, Clarice" at one point, and he greets her with "well, Clarice" in the ending, but that's as close as it gets.
Well, Clarice, have the lambs stopped screaming?
Dr. Lecter.
Don't bother with the trace, I won't be on long enough.
This mistake probably came from the cable guy, when Jim Carrey's character says the line while pretending to be Hannibal. And that was improvised by Carrey, so really, we can all blame him for this one.
Hello, Clarice. It's good to see you again.
Oh, Lord.
Number 5. The cast didn't know the chestburster was coming. Alien.
How you doing? Terrific. Next silly question.
The popular story goes that Ridley Scott kept the chestburster secret from the actors, so their looks of shock and horror were completely genuine. Well, the truth is a bit more nuanced than that. The actors were fully aware that something was going to come out of John Hurt's chest. It was right in the script, and it'd be hard to keep such an elaborate special effects secret.
What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby.
They just didn't know exactly what it would look like, or how violent it would be. So yes, the reactions were as authentic as Scott could get, especially when it came to the blood sprays, but everyone was fully aware that a small creature was going to be making a nasty appearance.
Inner head sealed. Anybody want to say anything?
Number 4. The staircase scene took 127 takes. The Shining.
Okay, let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
Probably the most widely spread exaggeration in movie history is that the staircase sequence in The Shining took 127 takes. However, this legendary story was debunked by writer Lee Unkrich as he was writing a book on the movie. As he bluntly claims, it's just not true.
If I were to fail to live up to my responsibilities, has it ever occurred to you? Has it?
Stay away from me.
Why?
I just want to go back to my room.
Unkrich unearthed the movie's script supervisor notes and found that no single scene took more than 66 takes. And that wasn't even the staircase sequence. It was the tracking shot through the ballroom. This is backed up by numerous crew members, including Steadicam operator Garrett Brown. The 127 take myth was likely born from Kubrick's notorious perfectionism, conflating rehearsals and setups with takes, and good old-fashioned exaggeration.
You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the in.
Number 3. Everyone thought it was real. The Blair Witch Project.
Okay, I got you.
This is my home.
Okay. Wow.
Which I am leaving the comforts of for the weekend to explore the Blair Witch.
Marketing played a huge role in making the Blair Witch Project a success, complete with a mockumentary, missing person flyers, and a detailed website. This led some, keyword some people, into believing that it was real, mostly young people on the internet and those at its Sundance premiere. However, it is a huge exaggeration to say that everyone fell for it, or even that many people fell for it.
Give me the map. Turn the camera off. Give me the map. Turn the camera off and get us home.
No, I'm not turning the camera off. I want to mark this occasion.
Film critics, journalists, festival goers, and most of the movie-going public quickly recognized it as a marketing stunt and were well aware that the movie was just that. Belief was strong and widespread enough to create some initial curiosity, but the illusion is ruined when Roger Ebert gives it 4 stars in a nationally syndicated review, you know.
I'm scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them.
Number 2. They were charged with murder. Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes, but before I make any decision on this, I'd like to review all the film material. As yet, we've seen none of it.
Another found footage movie, another persistent myth. It has long been believed that director Ruggiero Deodato was charged with murder after the release of Cannibal Holocaust, as Italian prosecutors believed that the on-screen violence was real. Nonsense. This rumor largely started with the French magazine Photo, which suggested that the movie was a real snuff film.
Well, just to give you an idea how Alan and the others worked, everything you just saw was a put-on.
You mean this wasn't...
That was no enemy army approaching. Alan paid those soldiers to do a bit of acting for him.
Yes, it's true that the movie was confiscated and heavily censored, and yes, Deodato was actually charged with obscenity, mostly owing to the real animal deaths. But there is zero evidence that he was ever charged with murder, and there are no contemporary accounts of a trial ever taking place.
You must admit it's exceptional footage. I didn't expect such impact, such authenticity.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Robert Shaw was drunk during the Indianapolis speech. Jaws.
Don't tell me. Mother. What is it?
Jehovah, that's the USS Indianapolis.
Perhaps the greatest enduring myth in the horror canon is that Robert Shaw was drunk while filming the famous Indianapolis speech. Quint was drunk, yes, but Robert Shaw was not.
Oh, then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. The ocean turns red, and in spite of all the pounding and the hollering, they all come in, they rip you to pieces.
It's true that Shaw was frequently drinking on set, and it's true that he intended to film the scene while actually intoxicated. However, the results were such a mess, and they were so unusable, that Spielberg immediately dismissed the footage. Even Shaw knew it was crap, and personally phoned Spielberg, begging him to do it again. So the very next morning, Shaw came to work stone sober and delivered the iconic takes which are now seen in the movie. Now that's a true actor right there.
So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
Are there any horror myths you wish to dispel? Let us know in the comments below.
You were on the Indianapolis?